Hi, let me introduce you to this fascinating world of new drug development. We are all involved in using the drugs one way or the other, or researching on the drugs, or giving our inputs on the drug development. For a clinical research professional or pharma professional or any healthcare professional working in this area, it is always interesting to know which aspect of drug development am I contributing to that makes your work more exciting. For postgraduates who are learning this whole process, it's essential that they understand how will I contribute after I complete my course, and depending on my aptitude, I can select that part of the drug development such as pharmacovigilance or medical monitoring or medical writing or research and development, whichever that suits my aptitude, and how will I make myself eligible to take this role in pharma industries. Unless we get exposed to all these areas, it's not going to be making any meaning for us, and unless actually having a hands-on experience, you will not be able to take a call in this matter. For an undergraduate MBBS student, it was very exciting to know that there are many alternative areas to work on after completing your graduation. You need not be disheartened that you are not getting into the mainstream, or sometimes you may not want to be in the mainstream but to explore other areas. And this is something really very exciting, because here we get to network with people from different disciplines. Therefore, with this background, Akshay Sarthi Healthcare Solutions, along with Karnataka State Medical Pharmacologists Society, has come up with a certificate course on new drug development. What actually we are going to learn in this, I will run through quickly. When a new drug is being thought of, it starts from the fact that there is an unmet need in a particular area. We are still not able to completely bring control in that disease, leave alone cure. This is how SGLT2 inhibitors for diabetes came in. So newer targets are always being explored. So from there we start our rational drug discovery, identifying newer biomarkers, newer targets, genetic or non-genetic. Then on, now with the development in technology, we have a lot of in silico or computational models, which will decide based on the library of molecules available, which is the best fit for that target that we are going to study. After that, after the in silico, then we actually need to validate on starting from slowly from in vitro systems such as the cells or the enzymes or some organs or sometimes lab on a chip, and then we move on to use of certain models such as Drosophila or zebrafish, which will give a high throughput screening. So we cannot study thousands of molecules. We need to arrive slowly we need to filter out based on their various characteristics that we are going to learn. From there, we move on to how to evaluate pharmacokinetics in vitro using some in vitro models. And then we move on to preclinical use of in vivo animal screening, use of rats, mice, guinea pigs for efficacy and toxicity. Once the researchers or the drug developers are clear that there are some lead molecules, 4 or 5 of them, then they start investigating into their testing on humans. Human testing, clinical trials is a huge investment and very elaborate because it's a high risk area. So we need to understand what are the different phases, how do people move from one phase to the other, what are the what is the data that gives them more confidence to move ahead, how to design these documents in protocols, informed consent forms, following ethics, case report form, and other agreements, so that we comply to the regulatory and we guidelines, and we follow certain ethics, and we see that the molecule is brought out in the most ethical and regulatory compliant way. So the course will cover all this. In addition to that, it will also cover what are bioavailability, bioequivalence studies. It will cover pharmacovigilance, very, very important in order to deliver safe drugs. It's a big industry, huge industry. So you might have heard of many people working in that industry, and there are several companies which are into pharmacovigilance services. So what actually happens there, and what is the role of academic institutions in pharmacovigilance? How best we can manage PV practices in academic institutions? We are going to cover that. So it doesn't end there. Once the drug is into the market, not all patients benefit out of the drug. We need to personalize the drug based on his or her background. So what is pharmacogenomics? What is therapeutic drug monitoring? And are there any other omics to make this medicine as a precision medicine? We are going to study that. After covering all these elaborate processes, and I missed out one thing, clinical trial documents, designing of protocol, informed consent form, IB, and other clinical trial documents, clinical trial designs, biostatistics, all this will also equip you in a better way to face the university examinations also, or to design these documents if you are already in the industry. So then we come to a very hot topic, that is global careers for pharmacologists or any person who's working in drug development or interested to join. So there we are going to talk about what are your careers in the CRO, in the pharmacovigilance industry, BAB, medical affairs, medical writing, many positions that are available, and how you can actually fit in. Now, who's going to bring about these training programs? It is brought about by mentors, faculty who represent various reputed institutions, premier institutions such as JIPMER, Pondicherry, AIMS institutions, and industry, and various recognized universities likewise. And who actually, these are all handpicked because they are the people who are actually working in those areas, who are going to share with their experience what are the different areas and how you can be a best fit into different roles that are possible. So along with this complete comprehensive knowledge, you will be getting certificate, and this will have credit hours, and you learn from experts. And not only that, we are going to have industry visits following all these sessions, where you can interact with the mentors and understand what are the opportunities, and you can build a good networking, so that in future when you apply, you can consult these people and go ahead in your job positions, various positions. So that is about how we are going ahead. And we must understand that each one of us are working in our own respective areas. We need to understand what is happening to this medication. Supposing you are in clinical trials, you need to know what story it has gone through, rather than just reading the IB. We need to understand actually the processes, so that we are in a better position to interpret those documents. If you are working in preclinical, then you need to know what happens to your molecule once it's going to the market. If you are a postgraduate student, then you need to understand the entire process thoroughly. So this course is going to address all these issues, and it is online every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. and we are going to have about 34 hours as of now. But in case we are not able to, address all these, we may extend for 1 or 2 sessions more. And it is going to be hands-on, interactive, and we have limited seats so that we address one-on-one. So register fast. It is on first come, first serve basis. And assignments will be given, and your certification, we will ensure that you have done your assignments completely, and we are there to support you. And I am Dr. Pratibha Nadi, founder director of Akshay Sarthi Healthcare Solutions. I'm very passionate because of 30 years of my academic experience. I'm passionate to share whatever I have learned, because I have had experience in R&D, clinical trials, clinical research, as well as an academician. So I will be moderating all the sessions, and hope to see you and give us an opportunity to give back to the society things which we have got all these years. Thank you.